Coins are not just small pieces of metal. They are living witnesses of history, culture, and royal legacies. Today on my channel World Coins Explorer, we are exploring one such remarkable coin that carries with it decades of heritage and a fascinating story. A British coin bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin is more than just currency. It is a piece of history that reflects the power and reach of the British Empire, the craftsmanship of its minting, and the evolution of British coinage. From its beautifully detailed portrait to the inscriptions that surround it, every element of this coin tells a story about the era it was minted in and the monarch it honors. In this video, we will explore its design, composition, historical context, mintage details, and collector's value in great depth. Whether you are a passionate numismatist or a beginner looking to learn about old coins, this video will give you everything you need to know about this fascinating piece of history. This coin features a classic and iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, who was the longest reigning monarch in British history. The obverse side, which is the front of the coin, shows a youthful profile of the Queen facing to the right. This particular portrait design was created by Mary Gillick and was used on British coins from 1953 until 1967, following Queen Elizabeth II's accession to the throne in 1952. The inscription surrounding the portrait reads, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina, which translates from Latin as Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. This traditional phrase is a symbol of monarchy and divine right, representing the authority and dignity of the crown. The simple yet elegant design of this obverse reflects the youthful optimism and hope that marked the early years of Elizabeth's reign. On the reverse side of this coin, the design varies depending on the denomination, but each one reflects a piece of Britain's rich cultural and historical heritage. Common reverse designs from this period include the crown Tudor rose for smaller denominations like the threepence, or a seated Britannia for pennies and halfpennies. These symbols are deeply rooted in British identity. Britannia, for instance, represents strength, unity, and maritime power, while the Tudor rose is a timeless emblem of England itself. The reverse side also contains the denomination of the coin and the year it was minted, both of which are essential details for collectors trying to determine its rarity and historical significance. Together with the obverse, the reverse completes the coin's story, combining monarchy with national heritage. The coin shown in your image was likely minted between the early 1950s and the 1960s, a period marked by significant change and modernization in the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Following World War II, Britain was rebuilding its economy, reshaping its empire into a commonwealth of nations, and adapting to a new global role. The introduction of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on coins in 1953 symbolized not only a new monarch but also a new era of renewal and hope. Coins like this circulated widely across the British Isles and many Commonwealth countries, connecting distant lands under the symbol of one monarch. As a result, these coins are not just monetary objects but historical artifacts that represent the post-war transformation of Britain and its global influence. The metal composition of this coin depends on the denomination. Smaller denominations like the threepence or sixpence from this period were usually struck in cupronickel, an alloy of copper and nickel, after the early 1940s, replacing the earlier silver issues. Larger denominations such as the shilling, florin, and half-crown were also minted in cupronickel during this era. These metals were chosen for their durability, resistance to wear, and ability to maintain a bright appearance over decades. Despite the shift away from silver, these coins still hold significant collectible value due to their age, historical importance, and royal association. Over time, many of these coins developed attractive natural toning, which often increases their appeal among collectors. The dimensions and weight of the coin also vary by denomination, but they were carefully standardized by the Royal Mint. For example, a British shilling of this era measures about 23.5 millimeters in diameter and weighs approximately 5.65 grams, while a sixpence measures around 19.4 millimeters and weighs 2.83 grams. The edges of these coins are usually reeded or milled to prevent clipping, a historical practice where people would shave off small amounts of precious metal from the edges of coins. Even though cupronickel coins are not precious metal coins, the reeded edge remained as a traditional and anti-counterfeiting feature. These physical details are key identifiers that help numismatists confirm authenticity and distinguish between denominations and years. The mintage numbers for coins bearing Queen Elizabeth II's early portrait were often quite high, as they were intended for circulation throughout the United Kingdom and parts of the Commonwealth. However, certain years and mint marks are rarer than others, and these can command significantly higher prices in the collector's market. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition, those that were specially struck and preserved without ever entering circulation, are particularly prized. Collectors also look for coins with minimal wear, sharp details, and original luster, as these factors greatly influence a coin's numismatic value. Over time, even common coins from this era have gained value due to their historical and royal significance. When it comes to collector value, several factors determine the worth of this type of coin today. Condition is one of the most important. Coins in fine, F, or very fine, VF, condition might sell for a modest premium over face value, while those in extremely fine, EF, or uncirculated, ONC, condition can fetch much higher prices. Rare dates or error coins, such as those with minting mistakes, are especially valuable. On average, coins like these are worth anywhere from a few dollars to over $50 or more, depending on rarity, condition, and demand. However, proof versions and coins in exceptional condition can reach significantly higher prices in auctions and private sales. Beyond its financial worth, this coin carries deep historical and cultural value. It represents the early reign of a monarch who would go on to shape British history for over 7 decades. It also reflects the art and craftsmanship of the Royal Mint, which has been producing coins for over 1,000 years. For collectors, owning a coin like this is like holding a piece of living history in their hands. A small but powerful reminder of an era marked by change, resilience, and tradition. Many collectors treasure these coins not only for their material value but for the stories they tell and the historical periods they represent. In conclusion, the British coin featuring the early portrait of Queen Elizabeth II is far more than a simple piece of currency. It is a tangible connection to the past, a reflection of Britain's royal legacy, and a fascinating artifact for collectors around the world. From its detailed design and symbolic inscriptions to its role in post-war history, every aspect of this coin tells a story worth exploring. Whether you are collecting for historical interest, investment, or personal passion, this coin remains a timeless piece of numismatic heritage. Its enduring charm and significance ensure that it will continue to be cherished by collectors for generations to come. A true treasure for anyone who loves the history behind coins.